In my previous video, I talked about the possible downfall of YBA, and many of you in the comments agreed with me. However, the YBA team got a little butthurt at my rant, so I'm going to rant about another game today. A Universal Time is another great game ruined by the lack of updates. I love Kerr, he's a great guy, and he did a lot for me and my channel in the past. But just like YBA, the AUT team has made the wrong decisions that led to the game getting very repetitive and boring. First of all, most AUT YouTubers stopped playing the game a while ago. That doesn't mean we hate the game, it just got boring. Personally, I stopped playing the game for two reasons. One reason was that YBA was having the best updates at this time. So to be honest, there really was no point in playing AUT. YBA was in its prime when they were releasing these updates. The skins, trading system, new animations, everything came together to form this amazing time for the YBA community. I couldn't miss out on it, so I moved on from AUT after about a month to focus on grinding. Now this isn't AUT's fault, they had a successful launch, and many people continued to play even if its main competitor was pushing out great updates. But the second reason, and in my opinion the main reason why I think AUT is where it is today, is because of its lack to compete, its lack of competitiveness. Many of AUT's greatest updates were around the same couple of months. As the weeks and months went by, AUT just stopped competing against its competitors, and updates began to slow down and eventually led to long breaks, which didn't help the momentum at all. When something gets popular, you need to maintain its momentum to continue to grow. The secret to YouTube and social media in general is to maintain growth over long periods of time. Now, it's pretty ironic how I'm talking about this, since my upload schedule is terrible, but for the sake of my argument, let's just pretend. AUT did not keep its momentum after its launch, causing the game to go from 20 to 30,000 players to just 2,000 players today. A Universal Time just stopped competing, which failed its momentum. That's the reason why so many players, including me, moved to YBA after just a couple of weeks. Now, to add on to this, the game also started to have a lack of content. Due to very long breaks and lack of updates, there was really no content. But don't get me wrong, for a new player, AUT has plenty of content. The game is very well made and has a lot of features that can be enticing for new players. Now, what happens when a game stops updating and you already completed the game? That's right, nothing happens. The game gets very repetitive and boring. I'm not underestimating the amount of quality work put into the game, but the lack of replay value will always eventually drop a game's player base. As a YouTuber, it was hard for me to make videos on the game without being bored. No content in the game means no videos, which means me stop playing the game. And I'm sure that's true for a lot of other YouTubers in the community. To get another perspective, I asked my boy Flygon for why he personally thinks AUT declined. Flygon is just a casual Roblox player, so this is from the casual perspective. Now, I first asked him when was the last time he played AUT, and he said about 2 or 3 months ago. And funny enough, that's when I stopped playing the game too, around 3 months ago. I then asked him to elaborate on why he stopped playing. So when things would release, there would be some hype around it. Then when everyone gets it, it just gets boring. Then when you get another thing, you want it, but then it also gets boring, and then the cycle continues. It's the same with skins. Once you get the ones you want, it's just like, why even play anymore because it's the same cycle over and over. Now, through the bad grammar, I made out what he said, and he was just saying it was too repetitive. And similar to Flygon, I asked another YouTuber to elaborate on why he thinks AUT declined. I'm pretty sure most of us were a little disappointed when the hype for AUT New Universe died out. Personally, I haven't touched the game in months, and that's just because I have no good reason to log on and play. The game does still get updated every once in a while, but all the gameplay mechanics still feel the same. The hype for AUT New Universe just wasn't as good as I thought it would be, and that just led to the game getting stale. The trend of AUT being repetitive and getting stale is just apparent in most of the people I asked. And at this point, I don't really know what AUT can do other than update. But I feel like once AUT starts updating again, the player base is never going to be there as it once was. Now, I want to be optimistic for AUT's future. I genuinely enjoy the game, and I really hope the game gets as popular as it once was. So if you want to continue to support AUT, go for it. There may not be an update for a while, but at least play the game and try it out if you're a new player. But that's it for these rant videos. I just had a rant on two of the games I used to play a lot, YBA and AUT. The YBA video may have flopped, but honestly, I don't really care. I just had to get my feelings out there, to be honest. But if you want to go see why I stopped playing YBA and why that game started to go downhill too, it will be the first link in the description. You have got to be joking. So, AUT actually updated. It's pretty ironic that I just made a whole video, finished editing and everything, about AUT not updating, and then they just had one of their first major updates in a long time. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna check it out off camera. I may or may not make a video on it, if I have some time, because I've just been pretty busy so far. But, you know, if I have some time, I'll check it out, maybe make a video on it. But I just think it's pretty ironic that I just made a whole video complaining about AUT not updating, the possible downfall of the game, and they just released a major update. Now, this was released yesterday at 11:09 p.m. I think I finished editing at like 10:30 or something like that. So I was gonna wait until today to post it. I was going to post it last night, but it got too late, and then I definitely wasn't going to post it last night because I got a notification that AUT had an update. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna quickly go over it. They added some new animations, all of this stuff, and then they added some new skins. So, I mean, at least they're adding something. It's pretty nice, you know. I'm very optimistic about this update. The client error log, okay, well, this is all random stuff that no one cares about. They added some skins, which is pretty cool. Now, they do have this summer event skin. Now, I don't know what this means. Hopefully, there's going to be a summer event, a summer update for AUT. That'd be pretty fire. They added a lot of skins. These sound really cool. The World Over Heaven Blessing skin sounds really cool. I want to see it. Custom voice lines for the World Awakened. That sounds interesting. And then, this caught my eye. The original Noob Platinum as a skin for the Noob Unobtainable. That sounds, like, pretty cool, actually. I mean, it's pretty surprising that they did that. And then they added new auras. You know, just some, like, quality of life updates, too, down here. They fixed some stuff. Fixed Tusk's beatdown. And then other reduced the world's counter knife, so they nerfed the world a little bit. Disabled roll roller playing time. Okay, that's interesting. And then shut down. Okay. So, this was today at 12 a.m. So, like I'm saying, this is like they just updated as I finished editing. I was about to post the video like 30 minutes ago. And yeah, that was crazy. So I guess I have to wait. So we just gotta wait and see what this update does. But this is the thing though. Before I finished the video that was gonna go up, I said that the player base may never return. And I was kind of right about that. So before, when AUT would update, they would have 20 to 30,000 players. This was when AUT first launched. And before, or I mean, after that, they would, you know, average 15,000 players. And then when they would update, they would get a spike in players. Now, this is the first major update in AUT for a while. And they barely had a spike in players. So they only have 7,000 players active right now. And when the update first came out, I think it was like, you know, 12:30 last night, it only had like 9,000 players or 10,000 players. So my prediction was correct. Their update is not going to really spike their player base as it once did. Now, you know, you never know what would happen in the future. Maybe if they do a summer event, that would spike the player base back to what it once was. But so far, it's not really looking good. This was a pretty solid update, and they only have like 7,000 players. Now, hopefully, you know, once YouTubers start making videos on this update, they're gonna, you know, start eventually growing back. If AUT starts, you know, rolling out some updates again, even if it's just quality of life, if they just start doing something on the game. Hopefully it will return. Now, I just wanted to, quickly commentate over that because honestly, I found it pretty ironic that I was complaining about the game and then, they have a pretty good update. So props to you, AUT. Anyways, see y'all later.
Sharp like an edge of a samurai sword, the mental blade cut through flesh and bone. No, my mind